But let's talk about the diary room. So people always have this misconception that the diary room gives you hints, and they tell you, like, Rachel, you're in trouble, girl. You need to go talk to Angela. And
doesn't happen.
They definitely didn't tell me that.
They don't tell you that, right? So let me ask you this, Jason. Can you tell the fans, when you walk into the room, what happens when you do a diary room?
First, you hear Don Woolman. Let me try an impression here, since we're doing impressions with Rachel. Jason, please come to the diary room.
Yes!
That is it.
And that's what he sounds like in real life. Like when you meet him after the show, you're like, oh, you actually talk that way, Don.
Yeah.
And so they call you to the diary room. You have to turn your microphone off so it doesn't end up in the feed.
Batteries out, microphone,
and take your batteries out. Yeah, it doesn't. They don't want it to go on the feed. And then
it's just you in the room.
Yeah, you just see the camera, the little red light, and they just say, look in the camera, and there's a speaker underneath the camera, and they say, you'll hear the producer. They're on the other side of the wall. You don't see them, and you're asked some questions.
Freezing cold.
And, it is very cold in the diary room.
It is. Yes, it was cold.
It's a cold little spot, and I remember Rich and Amy were two of the producers on our show, and those two could always make me cry. Like they would come in and they ask you like, hey, how's it going on? Whatever. And then they were like, yeah, I don't know. They'd bring up something about home, and then you're weeping. And then they'd like get into about somebody going home, and you're like, I don't want to see Amy leave.
Oh my God.
But they ask questions. Yeah.
I hate when they make you cry moment, because they know. I wonder if they take bets. I bet the producer's like, I'm gonna make this bitch cry. Let's go. I bet you $20 we can get Danielle sling some snot up in here.
I got least trending my third week in the house and our second week, and I was crying when I got that. I got out of there. I was like, America hates me.
It is. It's very difficult. You have to have a thick skin.
That stuff plays on you guys having to deal with that, and thankfully we didn't know any of that stuff in the house, because then I feel like it makes you want to shift who you are and how you're playing the game so that you become one of the popular players.
Right. Yeah. Right. I think why I love to watch Janelle and Kaser play, and what makes them super dangerous is the fact they don't care, and they I played this game before. I really don't care. The most dangerous players is the ones that don't care if they're going to win or not. They're just there to play. And that's the players that we love to see. They don't care about social media. Janelle's like, I'm here. I'm wearing a star suit with my Christian Louboutin red bottom shoes. You little young miniature people, because I'm statuesque, and I would eat your young, and I don't care. And that's why Janelle is Janelle.
3 little humans,
I love it. Yeah. But with the diary room, Rachel, is it just me? But you'll make a statement, but they don't give you no feedback, so you think you're crazy, right? Because you get nothing. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
And then
you go in there and you go
on the list. Yeah.
You go, this is what's happening. And you break it down and they'll go, okay, thank you, Danielle. The next question. And so you're sitting there going, am I right? Am I right? Give me something. And they don't know, right? Because you think you're crazy, right?
And when you have some theory about something you think is happening or some people you believe are aligned, and you're like, I think I know that, but I think, can you tell me, is it right? And there's nothing. It's silence.
Or Rachel, you ever go in there and you think you're being hella funny and you crack up and you're laughing, but you get nothing. And you're like, hello?
Exactly.
I'm comedy here.
I'm comedy. This is great.
This is great. I'm giving you everything. And then they're like, thanks, we're done.
Thanks.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, Danielle.
I'll just gather up my batteries and microphone.
Your batteries, and thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
How many times do you think you went to the diary room, like in a day?
What were you saying? What, Rachel?
I was going to say, I remember when I was thinking back on it, the week I was evicted, because I didn't campaign a lot the week I was evicted, because I thought I had the votes with my alliance and I trusted them so much. But and we always had the majority. So I felt we had everybody. And when I would try and talk to somebody, I felt like they were like, no, I got you. Don't worry about it. Like, go, like, you're fine. Stop asking me. And so I felt like I was annoying. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to leave it be. But I remember being in the diary room one time and one of the producers was like, so are you going to campaign? And I was like thinking to myself, well, I am, but I'm really confident that my alliance is going to look out for me and that everything's going to be A-okay. Like
that was kind of a hint, Rachel.
Yeah.
it was a little bit of a hint. I
think
thought
there are
back on
little
it.
nuggets. If you really listen in the diary room, you might get one.
Or the diary room sometimes sends you into paranoia. So they go, hey,
too much.
Let's talk about, you were talking with Rachel in the kitchen. You guys kind of said you had each other's back. Do you believe her? And then you're like, yes, me and Rachel were talking about, and then you go, wait, should I believe her?
Yeah.
Why are you asking me this question?
Yeah.
And they give you nothing and you freak out. So sometimes the diary room creates a sense of paranoia.